Hello! Just wanted to do a quick review of the new Batman Dark Knight movie. First of all, let me say it's really good overall. I was profoundly moved by the movie itself. Had a real good time watching it. It was engrossing. There was lots of action. There was lots of heavy drama. Now, I won't ignore some of the criticism which I've heard and which I would have to agree with. There were a few minor points, like Batman sounds like he has a cold. He's going around the whole movie going, I am the Batman. I'm like, good grief, take a lozenge or something, man. Drink some lemonade. Clear up that phlegm. So that was kind of rough. I'm sure they'll explain it in the next movie that, he had some, sound device to try to disguise his voice. But, and yes, the mayor was wearing a lot of eyeliner. But one thing about the mayor that I don't know if a lot of people noticed was that that's the same actor who used to play Batmanuel from the live-action version of The Tick. And if you were a Tick fan, and I am, and you watch the old live-action series, when the first scene, I almost shouted out in the theater, Batmanuel! And, it was just really funny to see him in that role. He did an excellent job as the mayor. And his acting job was to be good. The other thing, I will say, yes, it sort of had two endings. The movie, reached a climax, and then they kept going, and had the second ending to sort of finish up the Harvey Dent storyline. It was, so in that sense it's kind of overlong as far as the movie go, but even at its great length it was fairly engrossing, and that you didn't really realize the time had gone by until towards the very end, where you're like, okay, it's still going on. There's lots of good action in the movie, good fight scenes, good chase scenes, good battle. Few exploding gadgets. Not actually as many gadgets as I thought there might be for a Batman movie, but still quite enough. Several of the other things that I found interesting, of course, Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker was just incredible. I hope he does get the posthumous Oscar nomination for this movie. He certainly deserves it. He nailed the Joker on the head. Of course, the other actors were great. Morgan Freeman, Alfred, everybody did pretty good for the most part, if not great. I liked how they really did the Joker with a good level of evil, maniacal, plus really chaotic craziness. Even the little things, like one of the things that I pointed out to some other people was how the Joker even kept changing his story about how he got the scars on his face, that he paints over the smile. At one point it was, his dad cut his face, and then the other one, his wife got disfigured and he cut his face himself, and he kept changing the story depending upon who he was threatening. And I thought that was pretty interesting. Little tidbits. There's a lot of deep ethical and spiritual material here if you want to think about the movie from an ethical or theological standpoint regarding, evil and chaos versus order, right versus wrong, temptation, integrity, sins. There's just all sorts of good material in there. The Joker clearly represents, by his own admission, an agent of chaos and evil. The Batman talking about perseverance, talking about taking on the sins of others, where he at the end becomes the quote-unquote the villain, in quotation marks again, to save, the goodness and the reputation of another. So there's a whole lot of weighty discussion that you could just pull out of the movie. So I was very, very pleased with the quality of the movie. I'm looking forward to, hopefully, the producers who are making these DC Comics movies will continue to provide this level of quality or better in their coming DC Comics movies. So, just once again, I just wanted to say I thought The Dark Knight, great movie. Do go see it. Of course, I will recommend, it is, if I remember correctly, PG-13, and deservedly so. There is, a lot of violence, and Joker tortures some people and kills a lot of people. It's not real bloody, I will say that. They cut away at the last minute at a lot of places, so, you're not, it's not real gory, but it is sort of that psychological thriller type scary, what's he going to do? And, you can just, they don't actually show it, and you imagine how horrible it's going to be, how horrible it was in your mind, which sort of makes it even worse. Very good movie tactic. But anyway, once again, Dark Knight, great movie. I recommend you go see it. Take a friend, talk about it afterwards. Great action flick, great discussion movie. Have a great day.